Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. How y'all doing today? I see we got a few people in here. Glad to see that. And here we go. So I got a few topics I'll be talking about today. Some of them fun, some of them not as much. The first one I'm going to do is, ever since I started using this webcam, I've been on the fence about it. I'm not really sure if I love it or even like it. But somebody did post in comments today, and I'll go ahead and paste that into the comment section here. So it kind of confirms that maybe I shouldn't use the webcam so much when I'm making my videos. So, oh, it's too many characters. But let's try it like that. Alright, so I just posted the comment in there as to what was commented on my latest video about Ahsoka Tano. So just read it, see if you guys agree with it. If not, I mean, I do respect feedback and I'm grateful for it. So anything that can help me improve my channel, I really appreciate it. Looks like the title possible. Thanks. Hey, good to see you, Moonlight Shimmer. Javier, Dawn, Edits, Papa Mike. Who else we got in here? Robin, I would assume, is still in here. And DR. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining. As you guys know, this will probably be my last Saturday live stream until I get back from vacation. We'll leave next Saturday morning very, very early. Yeah, so we'll be leaving next Saturday morning very, very early, and I won't be able to do a live stream that day for sure. I might try to do one or two while we're on vacation, but I can't make any promises because it depends on how busy we're going to be. So let's see. YouTube's not receiving enough video. What is going on here? Hey, Solo, good to see you. Sydney81, nice, thanks. Let's see. Peter says, well, you should change the camera. It's the weakest thing when it comes to your videos. Okay, all right. Yeah, I can do that. I can get rid of the camera altogether except for the live streams. I'll keep it going for that, and I can just go back to doing video footage and pictures for the actual content releases I do. Thank you for that feedback, Peter. I appreciate it. And I'm not upset when people do give me feedback like that because I don't know. I just try things and see how it goes, and after that. Hey, thanks, Moonlight Shimmer. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do with my last video with the Ahsoka one, and the one before that about, I forget what it was even about. How can I forget what my videos are about? But it happens. Let's see. That was about Jango Fett being a villain. I did use a lot more footage on that one than normal. Yeah, Bad Batch was good. We'll get to that in a little bit here, DR. I do have some topics I'll be going over. And if you guys see my dog running around in the background, don't worry. He's just frantic. There's a thunderstorm going on, and he's all scared and everything. So I've got him down here with me, just chilling. It's close. It's the farthest thing away from the actual storm, so keeps his mind off of it. Let's see. Just taking a look at all the sign-ins right now. Cool. Anybody having a problem with the footage or the video or the sound? Because it's saying error, YouTube not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. It means you guys are going to get a little bit of lag or something. It's probably from the storm that's going on outside. But I'll tell you what, they are installing fiber optics into our area now, right in my neighborhood, actually on my street. So I will be looking into pricing that to see if fiber optics would be a better option than what I have. Yeah, Papa Mike, that's one of the cameras I got. Yeah, but it's 1080. It's not the 2K or 4K, so. Yeah, Edits, you should probably watch the Bad Batch before we do our live streams. I talk about them. Audio and footage amazing. Okay, awesome, DR. All right. McMandos. That's funny, DR. All right, so the first topic, edits. Just warning, there's probably going to be some uh, spoilers ahead. So first one's the Bad Batch. Captain Hauser. Do we think he executed Order 66? I saw this on another video yesterday, how they said they don't think he executed Order 66 because he was caring too much for Harrison Dula and Cham Syndulla. But in my opinion, he did execute Order 66. As you see, he's not relaying any messages to any Jedi or anything. It doesn't look like he's helped anybody escape. I think Order 66 was more about getting rid of the Jedi. Yes, it did make the clones seem like zombies after that, but it was more about getting rid of the Force sensitives from the galaxy. And Cham Syndulla and Harrison Dula are not Force sensitive, so he could still maintain a little bit of compassion for those he's been working with for so long, because he, from what I understand, he was in the Siege of Ryloth during the Clone Wars. I'm just reading your comments, sorry. Yeah, that could be too. And another theory I have right now, and I'm probably going to make a video on this another time, is that, and I think I mentioned it in my last live stream, is what if the Bad Batch gets a hold of Crosshair, removes his inhibitor chip, and it doesn't change anything? And Crosshair just continues to be the way he is, wanting to kill Jedi and wanting to go after them and not changing. I think that would be an interesting twist. I think that'd be a nice plot point. Because, I mean, sometimes there are people that you just can't save. And maybe he doesn't want to be saved. Maybe this is a whole willpower thing for him anyway. I think that'd be pretty awesome. Hey, Javier. Unlimited power. It looks like I don't have unlimited power. It says actually excellent connection, but it looks like it's lagging. So I apologize for that. Yeah, exactly, Atomic Beast. That's what I'm getting at, is maybe his attitude right now is due to his willpower. That it's has very little to do with the inhibitor chip. And this is crazy how my video is lagging so much. Alright, so I'll stick with this one right here, and let's see. Oops, just move me around a little bit. Chat box right there. Let's see how that goes. Alright, I'm just moving things around on the screen. It looked like I had my chat box way out of screen. Somebody mentioned that in my last live stream, and I needed to take a look at it. Today's live stream is going to be about an hour, maybe a little bit less. I do have a birthday party to get to after a little while, and I have work to do around the house as well. There's a lot to do before we leave for our vacation. And DR says Captain Hauser is my favorite clone, and it's totally not because I got basically 20,000 views from him in a video yesterday. Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, Captain Hauser is pretty awesome so far from what we see. And Top Beast says, if Nala Se actually cares for Omega, does this make her actions against Fives taken into a different light? Maybe. But then again, maybe at that time, Omega was so small she hasn't developed a relationship with her yet. That was probably about 3 years prior to the Omega stuff, so Omega would be around 7 or 8 years old. But yeah, I mean, it's totally plausible. But then again, Fives is just another clone too, to the Kaminoans. He looked like all the other ones, acted like all the other ones, where Omega is a little bit different. Yeah, I'm going to take lots of pictures at Disney. And I did decide on a lightsaber that I'll be getting instead of building one because I can't get in to build one because of the scheduling issues. But I did decide that the legacy saber I'm going to get is the dark saber. It only makes sense. I do mostly Mandalorian stuff here, so I'm going to stick with it and go with the dark saber. All right, next topic. Will Ahsoka show up in the Bad Batch, or will they stay away from Jedi and Sith for the most part? I'm hoping they stay away from Jedi and Sith for the most part. It makes the galaxy seem too small if they keep bringing in these legacy characters into this storyline. It's already starting to seem a little bit small, but if you look at the original trilogy, it was small too. Leia was running away from Vader, captured by Vader, who ended up being her father, and then sent droids down to a planet that had Vader's old master and her brother on that planet. So, yeah, everything was small then, but we need to expand it a little bit, make it a little bit bigger, I think. Yeah, I think they'll probably save Hera. What if Sidious attempts to end cloning project because he fears the Kaminoans will clone the Zilla Beast? I never thought of that. I mean, the Zilla Beast was a big thorn in the Republic's side at the time, but he did have his way and kill it. Will Hauser replace Crosshair? I don't think so. I think Hauser's eventually gonna join the rebellion, or what's starting of the rebellion. Also in Rebels, Kanan said some clones came back and found him and apologized to him and said the chips made them do it. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yep. I mean, it's crazy. Ooh, that'd be interesting, Dior. I think that would be very interesting. I'm wondering, are you guys getting a lot of lag? All right. So, um, yeah, okay, Don. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I think Hauser would make a good addition to Clone Force 99. They couldn't call him the Bad Batch so much anymore because he's just a regular clone captain. So, next topic. Will the Bad Batch meet Boba Fett for a prelude to War of the Bounty Hunters? Again, that's going to make the universe seem really small. If we keep having all these legacy characters show up in the middle of the Bad Batch and meet the Bad Batch, I mean, yeah, the Bad Batch is in the middle of all the crap going on, all the Order 66, the Empire changing over. They've been involved in everything, but I don't know if Boba Fett's going to meet with them. If you haven't been reading the War of the Bounty Hunters comics, please do. They're awesome. They're incorporating everything: the regular Star Wars line, the Darth Vader, Doctor Aphra, the Bounty Hunters, and War of the Bounty Hunters are all one series now, and different sides of the story, and it's really good. If nobody saw Dirge is back in the Doctor Aphra comic, I was a little disappointed in how he was treated, but he's back, so that's pretty awesome. Yeah, they might be. I mean, I think Omega is going to have to meet with Boba. They are siblings. So, I mean, I just hope it's a long time building up to it. Like, they don't just run into each other because that makes the galaxy look tiny. If they were actually looking for each other, like Sid says, there's this guy. He's supposed to be a perfect clone of Jango Fett. Go check him out. All right. So, and another topic is, what are your thoughts? Did anybody watch my last Ahsoka video? my theory video. I meant to make that probably a year ago, and it just totally slipped my mind. I was looking through my notes and everything for videos that I wanted to do, and I saw that one, and I was like, why didn't I ever do this one? So I started looking it up online to see how many people had noticed these things in the Clone Wars Season 7, and I only saw one person notice it, and they said, yeah, it's obvious that Bo-Katan let Ahsoka borrow some clothes. That didn't make sense to me. Yeah, Boba ain't no babysitter. But did anybody see that video that I made yesterday? I'll go ahead and put a link to it in here. Give me just a moment while I take care of that. Nope, do not play. There, paused it so it wouldn't play. Copy link. And
we know your partner loves bags.
Oh, really? You're starting the video anyway, huh? Cool. Let's get rid of that. Sorry about that. Thanks, Sydney. I appreciate it. Yeah, so what'd you guys think of it? What'd you think of the theory I had on it? I mean, a lot of people, I tried to make it a what if and a theory video at the same time, and a lot of people were saying, like, DR said that I should change the title to what if. Well, it wasn't a pure what if video. There was actual evidence that Ahsoka at least joined the Night Owls, if not Mandalorian culture altogether. She's always had a thing for Ahsoka. That thing is another thing. Yeah. Didn't she slap her on the butt or something like that? Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen the video that I made about it, go back and check it out. So that's the one that the guy had the comment that he doesn't want to look at me for 10 minutes, that good content creators show their video rather than them their faces and they take the focus off themselves. And then immediately in my mind, well, because he said the best content creators, immediately in my mind popped up Generation Tech and Star Wars Theory, and Star Wars Explained. They all have their faces plastered in their videos, but at the same time, they do have a lot more followers than I do, and they have a lot more clout and all that stuff, and everybody thinks they're the geniuses of Star Wars, and I'm not saying they're not, but at the same time, the guy did say the best creators do what he's suggesting, and the best creators being Star Wars Theory, Generation Tech, and Star Wars Explained don't do that stuff. I don't know, but I'm open to anything. Oh, yeah, Dawn. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Papa Mike, did you see the video that I made about the Ahsoka stuff? It's not that she became a Mandalorian or anything, but I mean, as we know in Season 7 of the Clone Wars, she did join them. She did join the Mandalorians and help them rid their planet of Maul. If there's anything you know about Mandalorians, is they have a great honor and respect in their symbols. They don't just give them to anyone. Exactly, Sydney. They don't just, here, you look like a mechanic, Ahsoka, so here's some clothes that don't make you look like a mechanic, even though your clothes are functional the way they are, and your headband is very ceremonial in your culture, but that looks dumb, so we're going to change your clothes and give you Mandalorian symbols for no reason. Doesn't make sense. A lot of Mandalorians would have a fit over that. I mean, look at how much Din Djarin wanted to rip Beskar armor off of Cobb Vanth and Boba Fett. But that was Beskar. That's different, but it's still the ideology behind the Mandalorian pride. Well, Atomic Beast, that's a good point. But I think with the dark saber being the the key component to that is that the dark saber was never really the defining factor on who was the Mandalore. Pre Vizsla had it. He wasn't the Mandalore. Um, Tor Vizsla, I mean, Tar Vizsla gave it up when he became Mandalore and gave it to the Jedi Temple. So the only person, well, it started with Darth Maul when he got the dark saber. He's like, oh, now I rule Death Watch, and that's what he said. I rule Death Watch. He didn't say I rule Mandalore. He said I rule Death Watch. But then he tried to rule Mandalore anyway. But he was the first person to do that. It hadn't been done before that. Satine didn't have the dark saber. I don't think Jaster Muriel or Jango Fett had the dark saber, and they were both Mandalore as well. So I'm not arguing with you that. I mean, it's hard to become a Mandalore when you're not a Mandalorian, and that's not by race. That's by creed. Like, I don't know if Ahsoka took the creed. It'd be interesting to see if she did, because she was wearing the symbols at that time. Yeah, exactly, Sydney. Tar Vizsla did not mean it to be a symbol of being the Mandalore. In fact, he gave it up to the Jedi Council because they didn't. Uh, he didn't see it as the reason to lead somebody. He saw himself as a strong Mandalore and united Mandalorians. Yeah, so there's that. And let's see. I got other notes here that I wanted to go through. My last two videos prior to the Ahsoka one are Django and Boba Fett villains. What do you guys think about that one? Do you think they are villains? Um, to me, I wouldn't say villains per se. Criminals, yes. Villains, it all depends on point of view. The reason we think of Boba Fett as a villain is because he went after Han Solo and took a couple shots at Luke. And the story follows those characters as if they're the heroes. Um, Makes us think of Boba Fett as a villain. Then Jango Fett trying to hire somebody to kill Padme. And it seems like he may have hired somebody to bungle it. Because, I mean, it looked like Zam Wessel was not that good of an assassin if she couldn't kill a senator. And she made a couple attempts at it and still messed up. Um, so, I mean, she was just a senator. But Padme was one of the heroes we were following, so it made Jango Fett look like a villain. As well as him being at the arena when Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Padme were about to be executed. Yeah, yeah, Atomic Beast. That's what I want to see next. My next video is actually going to be about Thrawn. I moved away from Mandalore just a little bit just to do a Thrawn video because he's another one of my favorite characters. Has been since Heir to the Empire came out in like 93, I think, 92 or 93. Um, that whole Thrawn trilogy was excellent. And Thrawn just captured me then. I mean, but now I'm doing a theory video on Thrawn. And I'd like to get back to his story with Ahsoka and Sabine and maybe Ezra. But I do have a theory video on all of that too, on why or what Thrawn and Ezra have been up to. It's on my channel somewhere, probably buried in the back somewhere. Um, yeah, Sydney 81. I agree. Anti-hero really doesn't fit what they are. They're just hired hands, neutrality. You know that if Luke would have paid Boba Fett enough money, he would have went after Jabba the Hutt. That's just who his allegiance lies to, is his own survival and his own trade. And that's mostly what it is. They took on jobs that were in their trade, what they were taught to do. Um, sure it's a little more risky than welding or plumbing or heating and air, but that's the trade they were taught, and that's how they make their money, and that's how they survive. And Jango and Boba were both on their own. They didn't have a support system to fall back on like Din Djarin did. Din had that his covert that he could fall back on if he wasn't feeling well or he needed to eat and couldn't find any money to do it. Another Mandalorian could have popped out into the world, got him some food, and nursed him back to health, where Boba and Jango didn't have that. They had to survive on their own means. Yeah, Don. Yeah, exactly. The Mando diamonds are all over Ahsoka's gray-blue outfit from Rebels. And if anybody doesn't know what the Mando diamond is, it's the it's called the Iron Heart or Mandalorian diamond. It's the little centerpiece on their chest with the point at the top, point at the side, and equilateral sides and going up and down. And it originally started with Mandalorian commandos. So it's a big deal to have those. And Ahsoka's got them all over her outfit in the season 7 of the Clone Wars after she runs into Bo-Katan. And Top Beast says, I mean, the only reason Boba will get involved with the Bad Batch if the Kaminoans tarnish what Jango had built. If the Kaminoans did that, Jango will mount their heads on his wall. Yeah, you mean Boba will mount their heads on his wall? I mean, that'd be fun. I'd like to see that. I mean, what's his name? Lama Su just really is starting to get under my skin. And yeah, I agree that Boba is Jaster's legacy, and it's showing that more and more each time we see Boba Fett. He talks about his father. This ship was my father's. This suit was my father's. This was my father's, and all that. If you read the comics, you see he mentions his dad quite a few times, and even goes out into fighting under the alias of Jango Fett. I don't wear a do-rag, DR. Thought we clarified that a long time ago. Nobody got me a do-rag. But I will say this. I was saving this to open for this moment because I didn't really see it fit to open it on my own. But I want to thank Dawn. Thank you so much, Dawn, for this pen. Now, I'm going to open it and hold it to the light. Honestly, Dawn, when I saw your note, I was holding the note up to the light because I'm kind of an idiot. I was like, what's it say? And me and Edits were looking at it. We're like, what? What do we do? There's nothing there. But Dawn did explain to me that it is the pin that I need to hold up to the light. So I will remove it from said backing and packaging. And again, Dawn, thank you so much for this. It's awesome. I'm trying to find something I want to put it on. I don't want to put it on my work backpack because people have been stealing my buttons off my work backpack. I might put this on my Disney lanyard when I go down there. But this is pretty awesome. And you look at it in the light. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, you can kind of see through it there. It's kind of like his sonic charge. So this thing's pretty awesome. And I can't wait to find a place to put it. But for now, it's going to sit propped up against my Sarlacc right there. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate it. Yeah, everybody. I do accept gifts because they're fun. Yeah, somebody send me a do-rag. I'll open it on a live stream and I'll wear it. I will open it on. It took me so long to get to the post office, Dawn. I'm so sorry because at that time I was working in another department and I wasn't getting off work till 5 in the afternoon and I'd forget about it, and it just, my weekends were covered with house stuff, so it took me a minute to get there. Yes, Slave One, not Boba Fett's starship. But thank you, Dawn, again. I really do appreciate it. Give me just a second. I got to read a long text here. Sorry, guys. It's my daughter. She needed to talk to me, and I'll talk to her later. Thank you for holding on that. I appreciate it. Let's see. I had one more topic that I wanted to bring up. Oh, yeah. This one. Don't make jumping jacks or push-ups on my stream. Don't worry. I will not do that. All right, DR. So the last topic that I had in my notes for today is what do you guys think about the Visions stuff that's been coming out? Are you guys interested in a anime Star Wars show? Sorry. Are you guys interested in an anime Star Wars show? What do you think of that? To me, the Visions. I've never really been into anime that much. I was back in like the mid '90s with Akira, but other than that, I just couldn't get into it too much. And mostly it's because of the reactions that when they Americanize anime, it kind of just gets under my skin. Like some of the reactions with the anime, like "oh" or "whoa" or "huh," "what." That stuff just really it gets under my skin because we don't act like that. People don't act like that. Yeah, Boba Fett looks really cool, but I mean the rest of Visions is. I'm hoping it doesn't have those reactions like Americanized anime does. Oh, what? Ah, that kind of stuff just really gets to me. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's see. I'm just reading you guys' comments. Sorry. All right, so yeah, I'm excited for Visions. I want to see what happens with it. I don't know about that little blue droid that looks like a protocol droid that's smiling a lot. Um, I'm just, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for Star Wars to be thrown into anime, but I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna give it a shot and see what happens. Yeah, the TIE Fighter anime was awesome, Peter. I loved it. That fan film, yeah, the fan fiction stuff, that was awesome. That was so good. I hope they do this like that. But that does look like they're gonna have those little cutesy animal or cutesy characters in there too, like that weird blue droid that I'm worried about. Let's see, Dawn. I'm in for the art style, and there will be many different genre of anime. I actually prefer manga over anime. See, I don't know what the difference between manga and anime is. I I didn't really get into it all that much. More Robotech or Area 88. Yeah, I like the Robotech stuff back in the 80s. That stuff was pretty cool. Um, hey, Beth, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Did I lose you for a while? I'm interested in it. I enjoy anime, depending. I hope they do well rather than an overdub like quality. Yeah, that's the stuff that gets me. Oh, whoa, ah. I don't like those reactions. They just, I'll keep making that face too. Yeah. Difference between comics and animation. Okay, Peter, thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. Let's see. Most episodes aren't featuring canon characters, so I think it will be easier to swallow. Dang adverts. Yeah, I noticed that too. I did see the Boba Fett in there though, but maybe it's a different Mandalorian. I'm not sure. It was just a quick glimpse. Um, hentai. Yeah, I think everybody knows what hentai is. We're not going to talk about that here. Sorry. Yeah, DR. Yeah. That's the only thing I don't like about Hunter is his look. He looks like Rambo. At least he doesn't sound like Sly. Hey, yo, hey. Sorry, I keep checking my phone, guys. I got a lot going on today. And I am committed to this live stream. Sorry. Just taking care of some kids. All right. So that's all I had on my topics list. What do you guys want to talk about? Yeah, so we'll go back. For those of you who have missed it, I was talking about my Ahsoka theory that I had. I've talked about whether or not Jango Fett and Boba Fett are villains, not criminals, and not antagonists, but villains, actual villains. Like, you can consider Palpatine a villain. He is a villain. He does things just for harm and his own power. Uh, but did Boba Fett do everything just for harm and to forward his own power? No, he did it for survival, so to me, he wasn't a villain. Boba was the only recognizable one. Boba, bandana and goggles. Yeah, so I was. I'm really enjoying. I'm doing lot more Star Wars theory videos. Not Star Wars theory, the guy, but my own theories of Star Wars content, because that's what I started with way back when. And some of them were harebrained theories, and a lot of people hated them. But to me, that's how they play out in my head. Some of these theories, like Luke Skywalker being so borderline dark side that it was nothing for him to try to kill his nephew, or have that thought to kill his nephew, or the fact that Obi-Wan Kenobi's a liar in the original trilogy. I mean, everybody's going to say Obi-Wan Kenobi's my hero from the prequels, and yeah, he was the best thing about the prequels. He was awesome. And I loved his character in the Clone Wars and in the prequels and everything. But he lied in the original trilogy. He made Darth Vader sound like a separate person from Anakin Skywalker. Had he not said the line, a young pupil of mine named Darth Vader. Darth Vader was never his pupil. Anakin was his pupil. Darth Vader was a persona that was created after Anakin was finished with his training. He was already a Jedi Knight. So there was no pupil named Darth Vader. Obi-Wan lied to try to manipulate Luke. That's my thought on it, at least. Yeah, I don't do anything that's illegal, sorry. Um, Hang on, I do have to send one more text, I'm sorry. Alright, sorry about that, guys. My daughter's, like, angry with me right now. But, what else did we talk about? Talked about a couple things. The Jango Fett, Boba Fett stuff. My next theory is a Thrawn theory that I have, a Thrawn and Ezra, not like the other one that I had where I think Thrawn and Ezra are in the unknown regions, probably working together, almost like that movie Enemy Mine way back in the 80s, where they're working together to fight the Gris or something like that, the Gris, and then they return to their original spots in the galaxy, and they find that it's all changed and that it's different. And Ezra sees the rebellion as something that's become pompous. It's a new republic, and it's just the same as the old republic that ignored Lothal. And Thrawn sees the empire's changed so much; it's not his empire. So maybe they go back to the unknown regions to live out their days. It's pretty cool. Mark Stanton says, I don't care for the latest episode of The Bad Batch. Hopefully they get back to the main story. It surprised me seeing the Twi'leks in there, Cham and Hera, and I forget the other guy's name, Boingo or something, the blue Twi'lek commander under Cham. I thought, okay, This is interesting. I did like seeing Chopper and Hera in there. Now it's starting to feel more like Rebels than it did the Clone Wars, which I think that's the point of it. But yeah, I didn't mind the episode too much. The one thing that irked me about it was the mention of Sid sent them. I'm hoping they get rid of the Sid character. Not because I hate the character. Yeah, okay, I hate the character. I don't like Sid. I don't like Sid at all. I think it's an overacted part, and every time they say something, it's just thrown to the wind. Well, you owe me money. And I'm sorry, you're Trandoshan. Why do you sound like a 1950s diner waitress that's way past her prime? You owe me money, honey. She doesn't sound like a Trandoshan. Sorry, I know that sounds rude and prejudiced and everything, but Trandoshans have a way of talking because of their vocal structure. Bosk didn't talk like, I'm Bosk, yo. He didn't talk like he was from Brooklyn or anything. Just something I was thinking about. Just, I don't like Sid so much. Films September 20th. Okay, DR. It films September 20th, or it's being animated September 20th. Oh, Mando season 3. Sorry, I thought you were saying the Bad Batch. Yeah, Mando season 3 starts filming September 20th. That's 2 days before Visions comes out. That's already been confirmed. So there's a lot of confusion on that too. A lot of people are saying that we won't get Mando season 3 until 2023, which that doesn't make sense to me. We'll probably get the Book of Boba Fett season 2 in 2023, the Mandalorian season 3 in 2022. Should be like an every other year thing. Bosk. Yes, Peter. Stream ended, huh? Yeah, I'll have to go check that out, DR, to see what the timeline is that Orn Frita worked for Vader, because I think that was early on, early on, probably earlier than that. And I don't know if Orn Frita's dead, because it did look like there was some movement in him. Thanks, DR. I appreciate that. Bosk. Um, I like Bosk. I mean, I hope to see him soon. I hope we do see him in the Book of Boba Fett. I think if Boba Fett had an ally at all, it would be Bosk. It's not Dengar. We know that from the Bounty Hunter comics. If you guys haven't read those, Dengar's totally against Boba Fett. He's trying to turn him in for a bounty. Yeah. Yeah, we did see Kanan start, and now Harris start. It makes sense too. So I wonder if we're going to see Sabine start with her creating the Duchess and all that stuff, and being shunned by her family or shunning herself from her family. Bosk is your second favorite bounty hunter. Well, my first favorite bounty hunter is Boba Fett. My second favorite is Jango Fett. So, I mean, that leaves Bosk down the line a little bit. Then Mando. Yeah, so there's a lot of Star Wars content coming out, and I can't wait for it. So another thing we talked about was the way I'm doing my videos. One person had an issue with the way how I do my videos with my face in the video. And okay, I get that. I get the criticism. I appreciate the feedback on that. So I'm probably going to go back to doing more footage than face. Probably do all footage for the regular videos and then just keep doing the live streams the way I'm doing them now. Yeah, exactly, Don. I'm sure that volume is hard to maneuver between different shows. And all I got to do is mess up one time, and then you're filming the book of Boba Fett with Ahsoka. So I think once they get the technology ironed out, they'll create more than one volume and they'll be able to work on more than one show at a time. But right now, being Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are so involved with all of the new shows that it's kind of hard for them to be in so many places at one time. But eventually, maybe they could have 3 volumes side by side and work on 3 shows at the same time and just bounce back and forth between the sets. I know that doesn't make their job easier. That's 3 shows they're working on at the same time. They do need a break, so I don't know. I'd like to see something. Yeah, Finnick, I forgot about her. She is definitely his support. But I'm talking about the classic bounty hunters, DR, like Dengar, IG-88, Zuckuss, Forlom, and Bosk. I think out of all of those, Bosk is probably his closest ally. If you've read the War of the Bounty Hunters comic, you see that he killed Zuckuss and 4LOM, and Dengar's after him right now. Darth Vader has killed IG-88. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Peter, that's because I wear bifocals. So when I'm reading my teleprompter, I'm trying to look through my bifocal. I am trying to alleviate that. I'm trying to reposition it and everything to make it better. I do try to look at the camera a little bit more while I'm doing my live streams, but sometimes I have to look at my screen over here, down here, to look at what you guys are saying. So let me try this. I will move the camera over to this spot right here. But now there's no light. There we go. A little bit of light. How's that? Does that work a little bit better? Nah. Nah, I don't like that. Yeah, I'd like to see a flashback of Jabba the Hutt in the Book of Boba Fett as well. Um, yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Does this work better? I mean, there's not much lighting, though. The lighting kind of stinks. I'd have to prop a light up or something to that effect. Let's try this one. See how that goes. Oh, that might work. It's blinding me, but it should work. Elevate it upward. I don't know. I don't want to mess with the camera too much right this minute. But, yeah, I'll leave it like this for a moment. A little bit back. How's that? I'm back a little more. And let's see if we can angle it down just a hair. Is that a little better? I don't know. Let's try this for a minute. It is a little more relaxing. My face is too much in your face. I got you. So I'm like, bah! And back here is a little bit better, right? Yeah, I'm just trying different things out. I appreciate you guys' feedback on this. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to do and all that stuff. I don't have a huge area that I can set up this stuff, but I do try to incorporate the tiny area that I have and use all the space available. So my camera, I do need a better camera, and I will get one eventually. Let's center it. Nope, not that way. Nope, wrong way. I don't think that did it either. I think that made it worse. What is going on here? How's that? That's a little more centered. Hey, comics, good to see you. We're just messing with my webcam to see what works best for my stupid face. Um, there we go. When it comes to lighting, maybe with some cheap studio lamps. I do have some studio lamps. They're just all boxed up right now because I was doing some home remodeling and stuff. Um, I may be able to fashion some in this tiny little space. I'm not sure. I also have a green screen that I don't use ever. Move my chair a little bit to the right. Alright. Alright. That's too much. There's a light behind my head. It makes me look like I'm a savior. See, look. Hallelujah. I look like a savior. I like the Bad Batch episode 11, Boba Fett, the best hunter. Thank you for asking. The only thing I don't like is the mention of Sid. And I've talked about this extensively. I don't like the character of Sid. Just sounds like she's overacting, kind of like a 1950s diner waitress that's way past her prime and has smoked for about 30 years. How you doing, honey? Yeah, that kind of stuff. You want some coffee? That's not judging anybody on their lifestyle choices or their career choices or anything. I just don't like the character of Sid. I also didn't like the character, I forget the lady's name because she's so important to me, in The Mandalorian that owned the docking bay on Tatooine. I didn't like her too much because she just overacted. She just, you little wolf rat! That just, it got under my skin. I'm really weird about that kind of stuff. Maybe I'm too picky and I should just take things for what they are. It's not saying I don't like the series or the show or anything like that. It's just an aspect of it. And everybody has their criticisms of different aspects of shows and movies and all that stuff. And that's just one of mine. Yeah, Rhea Perlman. I felt like I was watching Cheers in space. Yeah, DR like that. Hey, Papa Mike, if you wouldn't mind, send that to me on my Facebook. I'm always looking for ways to improve and do better with my streams and all that stuff and with my videos. So, yeah, send me that. Aunt Paula. Yeah, Pelly, that's her name. Yeah, that's just a weird name anyway. Pelimoto. Or Motto. Thanks, Don. Thanks, DR. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, I just don't like characters that overact like that. It seemed like the Clone Wars was very lacking of those overacting characters. The Rebels, the same way. They didn't have those. I know they're supposed to be comic relief and all that stuff, but come on. Uh, they weren't raised right or something. And they need love from their parents if they're trying to get that much attention. And, I'm sure once Sid hatched from her egg, she didn't get any attention from her parents. And that's fine. Just talk like a Trandoshan because you have a bifurcated tongue, just like the other Trandoshans. And it's hard for them to speak just like humans. So, yeah. Thank you guys for pointing out how I can make these streams a little bit better. I will work on that. I'll work on the camera angle and all that stuff. I may be able to set up the camera over there so it's more head on than what I had it before in that corner. I do have a tripod somewhere I need to hook up and all that, and I do need to get a better camera. I mean, when I bought this one, it said HD and all that, and I don't feel it's really true HD. It's not UHD at least. Oh, let's talk about Mayfeld then, Sydney. Yeah, and in season one of The Mandalorian, I didn't like any of those guys either. I thought they were just over the top, and the muscle guy played by Mr. Krabs just irked me, and the Twi'lek girl needed to keep her tongue in her mouth. I was just appalled by all of them. The droid was about the best part of it. But in season 2, when they showed Mayfeld again, and yeah, the gun popping up on Mayfeld's shoulder, that kind of tweaked me a little bit. But Mayfeld in season 2, he really, really got a hold of me. I was like, okay, this is a good character. This is becoming a well-rounded character. And then they let him go. So I hope they bring him back. I hope they bring him back for the Book of Boba Fett. I think that would be amazing. I think he would make an amazing Mandalorian, actually, if they could get him to take a creed and learn the language and put Clan in front of his own needs. I really liked Mayfeld in season 2. The first season, I was like, okay, Bill Burr, you're a cool guy. I love your comedy, but you got to get out of Star Wars. All right, Peter, I'll check that out. Thank you. Thank you. Boba or Django? Boba Fett, the best bounty hunter. Is that a question? If that's a question, it's Boba Fett. Honestly, I shouldn't answer that at all because Boba and Django are the same person. But with their life experiences different and their armor being different and their methods being just slightly different, I have to say Boba Fett. Yeah, the DR, it was more about the way they acted, the actors themselves. I mean, the female Twi'lek, I forget what her name is, and I forget what her real name is in real life because I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. Except Clancy Brown, I pay attention to him because he was Mr. Krabs, and that's really cool when he was in Starship Troopers. But anyways, the girl Twi'lek, um, she was just like tongue out all over the place, and I was like, my God, what are you trying to do? You want to lick his helmet? I mean, just get away. Put your tongue in your mouth. You're weird. Kind of like that scene in 21 Jump Street where um, Channing Tatum's character, they're all high and everything. He's got a tongue hanging out of his mouth, and the coach is like, put your tongue back in your mouth, kid. That's weird. That's what I felt like doing to her. Put your tongue back in your mouth, kid. That's weird. Um, yeah, I'd love to see Mayfeld again. And the Clancy Brown character of the demon guy who is just way too big and strong. Uh, him like, oh, me Hulk smash. We already have a Hulk character. Making a meme. All right, DR, I can't do anything without you making a meme about me, can I? Yeah, that's funny. Um, Yep, we got about a minute left. If there's any questions you guys have before the time runs up, let me know. We'll get right on that. And yeah, I do want to see Mayfeld again. After season 2, I thought, okay, cool. The droid in that Bandit episode, he was pretty cool. I liked seeing him again later on in season 2 when the frog lady rewired him. Yeah, the demon guy was just over the top. And it's sad that he was played by Mr. Krabs. I like Mr. Krabs. Me money! I love that guy. All right, everybody. Looks like we're about out of time. So, if you are new to the channel, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. It does seem like I lose subscribers when I do live streams, but live streams aren't for everybody, so that's fine. Um, so, and hit the like button. The more likes I get on these videos, the more interaction I get in them, the more engagement, the more YouTube boosts my channel. Been lacking on views lately, so if everybody wants to jump in and hit that like button, I would appreciate it. Yeah, I know, Dawn. It just seemed a little too over the top. I mean, one time her tongue being out would have been cool. Um, 2 times even, that would have been cool. Uh, but it was like the whole episode, and I was like, God, please just throw her in a airlock, ship her out into space. But anyways, thank you guys for joining, everybody. I really appreciate all of you. I appreciate everybody that joins in these things and watches my videos. And, and I do have a lot of you that are very, very adamant about seeing my creations and my content and all that stuff.